Welcome back to Inside Politics. Our guest today is Metro Councilmember at Large Burkley Allen. She's the chair of the Budget and Finance Committee. The council is considering what to do about this year's budget. Councilman Allen, just to get back to schools, we've talked a lot about that. The Tennessee Supreme Court ruled a couple of weeks ago that the state's pilot voucher school program, which is conducted to be only in Nashville and Memphis, is constitutional. Two other courts had ruled otherwise. Mayor Cooper this week said the city's legal department is going back to the Supreme Court and asking them to review and reverse their decision. Do you support what the mayor's doing?
I do support that.
But what chance do you see of that actually happening? Do you have any memory in your mind? I have none in my mind when the court's ever taken a decision they just made and say, no, we were wrong, although Metro says they are.
Yeah. I'm no lawyer, but the logic to me makes sense that if in our charter we talk about Metro Public Schools as part of our charter, then for this legal statement to be, it's not included in the home rule law that says other counties can't tell us what to do because of it's a government decision. The schools are absolutely part of our government, and I think that's sound law. But I'm not a lawyer, so I can't speak to
this continuing fight between Metro and the state about education. How frustrated does that leave you being? It seems like the adults are quarreling and leaving the children at risk and in the middle.
I'm very frustrated by the fight. I do feel like Metro is working very hard to ensure that our kids have what they need to learn, despite all the back and forth that's going on at the state level. Getting
back into Metro and getting into the health area, the city's hospital board this week looked at a plan to relocate Nashville's General Hospital on the Meharry campus over to parkland over in Metro Center near Ted Rose Golf Course. The move sort of caught the Meharry officials off guard. They provide the staffing, the doctor staffing for that particular hospital. Has the council been kept in the loop about this potential possibility, or are you up to speed on that, or did it catch you off guard as well?
I think individual council members have heard pieces of this possibility being considered. The timing at this point certainly took me by surprise that this announcement was just recently made.
There's nothing in the new operating budget that says anything about this. Is that right?
No, we are subsidizing as we do every year because this is our safety net hospital and they provide an important service, and we're continuing to provide financial support to them, but not at any different kind of level from what we've been doing.
And not in a different location.
And not in a different location.
And also because this is a capital project, the city has a capital improvements plan. It's a budget. It's a 5-year budget. It doesn't spend any money, but you can't do a program like this or a capital plan without having it in there. And is there anything in the capital budget right now that says there's a new general hospital coming?
To my knowledge, there is nothing in there about there is capital needs for renovating and upgrading the existing one.
So this is already something that's at least long-term and probably needs to be put into this year's capital budget, which the council's also having a public hearing about on Tuesday night as well.
And I would say it's too late to get into this year's, because that's a process that begins with the Metro Planning Department. So
the council can't add projects into the
not
capital?
Something of that magnitude, not without Planning Commission approval.
Is there any idea of what that's going to cost? I didn't see any in the media reports on how much a new hospital is going to cost.
More than it would cost to renovate. That's what we've been told.
The council also, because it has this capital improvements budget before it, will have that as a part of public hearing as well. And one of the things that will be there, I understand, is the new Titans retractable roof stadium and events facility over there. That's come out of very quickly as well, but it's managed to get itself into the capital budget. If people want to come to say pro or con about that particular facility, this is where they need to come to express their ideas.
That will be as on the table as everything else that's in the capital improvements budget, which is huge. And the item itself simply says $2.2 billion for renovation or replacement. So it's kind of very generically worded just to keep our options open, because we're still trying to get that figured out.
What's been talked about so far, again, the budget, the capital budget doesn't say we're going to do it this way, but this idea of increasing at least the local share of it coming out of the hotel motel tax, the room tax, is that something you're comfortable with? Are you comfortable with the whole idea of needing a new stadium?
I'm still gathering data on that. I think there's a lot of new information coming out. And again, just to be specific, this particular item in the capital improvements budget simply says this would be paid for as allowed by state law and not by taxpayer money funded in general obligation bonds. So it's very clear that it's not going to be on the backs of the taxpayers.
Also on the council agenda Tuesday night, you're considering creating a separate office for homeless services and also an entertainment commission. If the council decides to go ahead and approve those, they're on second reading, not third reading, If approved, will that have any impact on this pending budget?
So let me speak to the homeless one first. We already have a number of new positions that we're adding to Metro Social Services, which currently is in charge of that. And if we pass this and whatever amount of time it takes to get it organized, we would transition some of those employees over. So yes, that is already in our budget. There is $100,000 in this budget for an entertainment director to be under the mayor's office. I'm not sure that that totally aligns with that new bill, and otherwise we don't have a fiscal note on that one, so that part is not in the budget.
Finally, we hear constant calls about Metro needing to do more and more about affordable housing. I'm at the council meetings, some of the television coverage. The council talks a lot about affordable housing and approves things for it, but I think the feeling in the community is that not a lot's getting done. Does this budget address affordable housing in any new and significant way?
It's a huge problem. This budget does have $15 million for the Barnes Fund for affordable housing. It's also got other American Rescue Plan money that we can use for one-time things. We have a strike fund to sort of help preserve existing affordable housing because it's easier to hang on to it than it is to build new. We are creating new tools. We just passed a pilot that would incentivize for-profit builders with the tax abatement to lower their operating costs, so that because they keep saying they can't afford to do it. This gives them a way to afford to be able to set aside some units for people who earn lower than the area median income is kind of the official way we designate that. So we are continuing to add tools to a toolbox. I think when we get the dashboard created that the council called for 2 years ago that will actually show what's happening, people will see that we are slowly ticking away at this. It's a big problem. We're not going to fix it overnight, but we got to chip away at it.
Councilmember Allen, thank you for coming on the program, and good luck for the rest of the month.
Thank
I know
you.
this will be a long night Tuesday with the public hearing, and then going forward to approve both these budgets, and we'll have you back in the future to talk some more.
Great. I would look forward to that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for
Appreciate it.
joining us on Inside Politics. Hope you'll be back here again for a future show. If you can't get enough politics in the meantime, you can go to the News 5 website. You'll find my Capital News commentary there. There's new commentary posted every Friday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you here next time. Goodbye.